From the Delaware Diamond in Newark, this is the CUSA Softball Championship on ESPN+. Our opening day quadruple header wraps up with a battle between third-seeded Liberty and seventh-seeded Louisiana Tech. Taking a look at our bracket, Delaware started double elimination portion of play with a win over New Mexico State. The winner of this one gets WKU tomorrow. And hi, everybody. I'm Matt Janis alongside Dorian Shaw. It's been a long but fun day of softball, and it wraps up with a rematch of a series we saw just 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, Louisiana Tech went into Liberty and swept them on the road, so a big rematch here for both teams.
And that sweep really jump-started Louisiana Tech's late-season surge that gets them to this stage. And it was the Bulldogs getting a win in dramatic fashion earlier today.
Yeah, big defense, some diving plays, and a stellar relief performance in the circle from Brianna Campos, who delivered big pitch after big pitch down the stretch for the Bulldogs.
And then they were able to come through with a run in extra innings. The RBI hit from Fuss, getting them the victory and getting them onto this game against Liberty, who will be playing for the first time and are led by Alexia Carrasco.
Alexia Carrasco, she delivers in the middle of the lineup for these Liberty Flames. She has 11 doubles and 11 home runs on the season, slugging .606. She's going to be an anchor in the middle of this lineup.
She's going to be fun to watch. So should this game. It's Liberty and Louisiana Tech starting lineups and first pitch when we return. Welcome back to Newark, where we started with a rainy afternoon. We end up with a pretty beautiful evening in the first state. The finale of our opening day quadruple header in double elimination play, Louisiana Tech against Liberty. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. First for the Bulldogs, it was Fur who came through with the heroics at the top of the order. Gracie Flores had herself a big game, and Brady Galloway always a catalyst for La Tech.
And La Tech is surging. Their offense is doing a really nice job picking up in the second half of the season. So it's going to be an interesting game to see how they can string things together offensively.
That attack will face Liberty starter Camden Anders.
Camden Anders, another crafty lefty. I feel like all we've watched are left-handed pitchers throw. But great numbers against CUSA teams with a 2.26 ERA and 60 strikeouts, low batting average against, and she's going to look to keep this La Tech offense off balance.
Got better as the season progressed, and Liberty able to get to 18 conference wins, an up-and-down season against a Louisiana Tech team that had to surge to reach this stage. And here we are in the double elimination portion of play, and strike one to get underway to Allie Fur. First hit in the 8th inning, able to get Louisiana Tech in front, and they would hold on to beat FIU with a 2-1 pitcher's duel. Get the feeling that if either team is going to be successful tonight, somebody's going to have to score some runs. That has been the MO more often than not for these teams.
Definitely, and it's going to be imperative for the bottom of the order to really carry their weight for both of these lineups, making sure that they're giving opportunities for the top of the order where a lot of the RBIs are held to have opportunities to bring runs home.
Jumping ahead, Anders at 1 and 2. For another solid season, the sophomore at 368 has driven in 17 runs at the top of the order, but a strikeout victim here. Chased up and out of the zone and one away in the top of the first. So that'll be a good confidence inspirer for Anders. And here comes Gracie Flores. Flores got to have a lot of confidence after that game against FIU. Every piece of contact was solidly struck.
She's seeing the ball really well right now. And as you mentioned, she's riding a really long hit streak. And so she's definitely riding that confidence wave and doing a nice job capitalizing. 19
consecutive contests with a hit as it comes inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Flores. She got hit by a pitch in the opening inning. Then got back-to-back doubles, scored Louisiana Tech's first run, and just kept giving the Bulldogs opportunities. That was the story for most of that game against FIU. Louisiana Tech lived with traffic on the base paths. They just couldn't cash in. 3 balls, no strikes to Flores.
When we talked to head coach Josh Taylor after the game, he said, he's looking for his hitters to get a little bit more behind the ball in this game and be better, obviously, at picking up those runs when they have opportunities to do so. And so we'll see how they make adjustments offensively to do just that.
That one catches the corner, 3-1 to the third baseman. The Liberty team that has been so successful over the years. Of course, last season, not just winning Conference USA, but breaking through, winning a regional, getting to the Super Regionals for the first time in program history, upsetting Texas A&M, a win that sent reverberations through the softball world last May.
Liberty doing a really nice job of putting Conference USA on the national radar. Obviously, there's a lot of solid teams in this conference that have had good seasons, but none quite as monumental as that in terms of the finish in the NCAA tournament. And so really big awareness for the nation, right, that Liberty is here to play.
Flores goes down looking. Good pitch from Anders. Good start. Back-to-back strikeouts. 1 swinging, 1 looking, and 2 away in the first inning.
Anders looks pretty confident. She finished Fur outside, finished Flores inside. So she's working both sides of the plate, and it's working out for her so far.
So here's Galloway. Hits one back to the circle, and it's stabbed by Anders. Gets the out. 1-2-3. Top half of the opening inning. Well done from Camden Anders. And now it'll be the Liberty offense's turn when we come back.
Being strong doesn't mean going through it alone.
Mental health matters, just like physical health.
It's okay to feel overwhelmed.
It's okay to ask for help.
Talking to someone can change everything.
Your mind needs care too.
No shame, no stigma, just support.
We're teammates on and off the field.
Your story matters.
You're not alone.
We see you, we support you.
Let's break the silence together.
Mental health is part of the game.
Let's continue the conversation.
Dogs, always digging beneath the surface in search of something. At Louisiana Tech, our Bulldogs dig too for a breakthrough that changes lives. Healing traumatic brain injury, making timber more profitable, securing our nation's most vital assets. Leading edge research driven by faculty, enhanced by students, maximizing human potential. Louisiana Tech University. How about them dogs?
And we're training some of you to be educators, some to go into business, others into government, some into the ministry of the gospel. others into the sciences, the arts, athletics. We want that when you graduate from Liberty University, that you'll be ready to go on into your vocation for life, trained to be a champion for Christ.
Bottom half of the opening inning, 1-2-3 frame from the Liberty staff. Now it's the Flames' turn offensively. This is a deep lineup and can do damage pretty much at every slot.
Speed at the top, lots of power condensed right through the middle of this lineup. Liberty has it all to put together a well-balanced attack offensively.
One of the more talented teams in the league, and they will face Ruby Fidge getting the softball for Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, Ruby Fidge, you know, Allie Floyd for La Tech gets a lot of the innings in conference play, but Ruby Fidge has just a 2.02 ERA against Conference USA teams, and so she's going to do a really nice job. That's good for second in the conference. She's going to do a nice job trying to keep this Liberty offense off balance.
Came on down the stretch. The native of Australia, and her first pitch misses low and away to Ella Fox. The Louisiana Tech coaching staff said to us this week, it as good as we can be at the top of our rotation, and make no bones about it. Allie Floyd is that kind of pitcher. We need depth. We are going to have to use all the arms if we're going to be successful. And we saw that come to fruition right away in the elimination game. And they did that in the series at Liberty as well. They used all their arms as this one is golfed in the air right field and going back on it. Furr can't get there as she lunges out. It one-hops the fence, and it's a stand-up double for Ella Fox.
Ella Fox wasting no time getting into a good one, kind of golfing it out over right field at Allie Furr's head and doing a nice job of motoring her way to second base.
It looked like Furr might be able to go chase that down. She has such tremendous speed. It just kept carrying and carrying, and that's that extra strength that Fox has put on. And a good sign for her because she struggled a little bit down the stretch of the regular season. Here's Bryn McManus, plateward for Liberty. And it bounces up there, ball one. Back that last double. Go down and get it. That's some strength.
Allie Furr just ran out of stretch just before she could make that catch.
Needed those go gadget arms as it's 2 balls and no strikes. And if you're fit, you got to be careful. You don't want to be falling behind these Liberty batters, especially not McManus, who's slugging just under 500. Very consistent bat in this Liberty order. It goes the other way, starting in and able to recover for reaching up to make the catch this time.
There's that go-go gadget arm.
Holy smokes.
Just had to warm it up, I guess. It's a nice recovery by Furr in right field, but obviously the speed of Ella Fox, she's able to advance on the sacrifice fly.
Now you'll trade the base for the out. 1 away. Here's Savannah Jesse. Could have been a run in and a runner in scoring position. Instead, Jesse, right-handed hitting catcher, takes a strike, 0-1. Teammates and coaches call her Jesser. And hits it hard again the other way. This one caught by Furr. Tagging at third base, Fox to throw home up the line. And Liberty on the board first. Sack fly, RBI, Savannah Jesse.
Furr getting all she can handle out there in right field. three balls in a row, 3 opportunities. Savannah Jesse coming up big with the RBI sack fly to start the scoring.
3 atom balls, too. That's not the best of signs if you're Ruby Fidge.
Seems like Ruby Fidge's pitches might just be a little too sweet, a little too much ball on the plate, and Liberty wasting no time taking advantage.
Carrasquillo taking ball 1 from Fidge. You want to be careful with her. All conference selection. Special player for this Liberty program. They've had a bunch over the years. As she turns on one, launches it to left, off the fence, but foul. Ball is jumping here in this bottom half of the first inning off the Liberty bats. They waited all day long and were ready to rock and roll. Carrasquillo, the Florida native, ranked top 10 in the league in RBI, is a do-it-all type player for the Flames. Selfless, good teammate. Really, when you look at this entire Liberty roster, you'd be hard-pressed to find many bad teammates. As that one rolled over to short, Galloway's got it, slings it on to first, and that ends the inning. So a lot of hard contact, but at least the damage limited for Ruby Fidge. Allows a run after one. La Tech down by one. Here we go to the second inning. It's Liberty leading 1-0 over Louisiana Tech. That's their head coach, Josh Taylor. What a job he has done during his time in Ruston, his 5th season. Started right away, his very first campaign, 2022. He was a CUSA Coach of the Year because he won a regular season championship. He had proved his team by 17 wins in that initial year, and it set the tone for a very successful tenure down in Ruston.
Coach Taylor early on sort of put his stamp on this program in terms of culture, work ethic, expectations, and the players that he has recruited have risen to that challenge and have done a really good job of being a perennial power, perennial presence in this conference.
Puts pieces together that fit nicely, and he has that nice little recruiting base, Louisiana and Texas, that he can go to. 2 balls and no strikes here to start this second inning against Alana Rogers, the left-handed hitting left fielder for the Bulldogs. This year wasn't so easy, a lot of ups and downs. He said they're a talented team, as that one is bunted foul, first base side. And wild throw there, just kind of wanting to show off the arm, Savannah Jesse.
Rogers, a little bit of a tough offensive day in game 1, but made some really nice plays in left field, battling the wind and some hard hit balls on the defensive side.
Beautiful pitch. Boy, Anders has her good stuff so far. 2-2 here to Rogers.
And this matchup plays well for Liberty with the lefty-lefty matchup. La Tech has 6 lefties in their lineup tonight. And so she's going to be able to work pitches away from them and run them off the plate, which is really advantageous.
We had been doing so well all day. We had
I
used
know,
our fingers to count.
It was the right-handed throw that like threw me out. I was getting a little bleary-eyed here late in the day.
Late cut sends the Liberty dugout scurrying. Looks like everybody's all right as it stays full to Rogers. That'll make sure everybody's looking alive. That big entryway to the dugout over there can sneak through. Anders, a deliberate worker, the transfer out of Georgia Tech. And a liner the other way, going to get down for a hit. Good hustle to cut it off from Danny Lee. Gets it in, but a leadoff single for Alana Rogers.
Well, and Matt, we talk about this all the time, wanting to respond immediately. So La Tech gave up the run in the bottom of the first. They're looking to respond with a run of their own or multiple here in the top of the second. And so getting that leadoff runner on is the first step, right? The first key, but also a big momentum shifter for the La Tech Bulldogs.
So here comes Reagan Marchand. And look at that piece of hitting the other way. Marchand, very dangerous, but a very rough opening game of this CUSA tournament. Takes a strike, 0-1. And she just couldn't get bat on ball against Jada Girigori.
Yeah, and that 2.5 hour break, right, where that third game of the day was going on is a good opportunity for her to reset, figure out how she wants to adjust, whether that's a mental adjustment or even a swing or a physical adjustment. And I'm sure she probably had the opportunity to get some swings in between games when they re-warmed up. And so I'll be curious to see how she bounces back tonight.
0-2 behind the count again. That was a big part of the story in the opener against FIU. Just kept burying herself in the count. Couldn't work her way out of it. Upstairs, a ball and 2 strikes. Marchand, the transfer out of South Carolina. We mentioned already that Anders came to Liberty from Georgia Tech. Two both highly regarded prospects as that's just swinging and miss up the ladder. So 5 strikeouts tonight for Marchand. And number 3 in this game for Anders.
It's tough. Anders hasn't really shown a lot up in the zone yet in this game, and advantageous time for her to pull that pitch out. Nice pitch call.
Upstairs to Torres, ball 1 to the DP. Sometimes it's not your day, but it's just timing of when not your day comes that you don't want it to be on the postseason stage. Another late cut. She's got them all kinds of off balance here in this first inning plus. Changing speed, changing levels, and cuts aren't coming all that close. Out back.
Well, when you have a high spin rate, right, balls that move multiple inches, it's really important as a hitter to kind of cut your swing down, try and beat the ball to the spot. And so Anders is just working away from a lot of these lefty hitters specifically, and they've just got to get their barrels out a little bit sooner so they can cut some of that break. But we'll see if they're able to make some adjustments as we go through a few more innings here.
You know, when Coach Shaw says it, it always sounds so easy. When player Shaw would listen to her coaches say, did it always register like that in your mind as that catches the inside corner for strike 3?
Of course it always registered. No, it definitely doesn't, right? I mean, you're talking about habits and movement patterns, and sometimes it is certainly, sounds a lot easier than it is to get it done. And you know, give credit where it's due. Anders is doing a really nice job of mixing pitches, changing locations, freezing batters, and that's really hard to combat.
The old double take from Torres brings up to Frayne, who takes outside. A rare first pitch miss from Camden Anders. 7th batter she's faced. She's fanned 4. Allowed just the 1 base runner who's still at first base. It was a leadoff single to Rogers. And a wave and a miss, 1-1. Well, if Liberty's going to get this type of pitching, it changes the entire equation. That's kind of been the story for the Flames this year. Their coaching staff was quite frank about it. When we catch the ball, when we pitch well, we're really good. When we don't look nearly as good.
That's true for most teams in this tournament. Making sure that your arms are going, keeping the game close, allowing your offense to come through when you need it. Those are the keys. And again, sounds simple, but it's not as easy to execute day in and day out under this type of pressure and with the quality of opponents that you're facing every day.
Lays off the pitch in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Dufresne. If she can extend the inning, Bafuto waits on deck for Louisiana Tech. Wind a factor, not as heavy as it was early in the game. but still blowing across the field from left to right. Just missed, leaving it there for a long time with Savannah Jesse. She wanted that call.
Anders did too. You can see it in her body language. She's getting a little reset, a little deep breath.
And that look on her face, it speaks volumes as well. So full count means a head start at first base for Rogers. And a ground ball to third. Glove to her left by Strickland. Gets the out. Well, they catch it there. They make a good throw, and they work around the leadoff single. Good stuff so far for Camden Anders. A lot to smile about. Her team up a run. Louisiana Tech under the lights of the Delaware Diamond in this CUSA Softball Championship opening day game. And the head coach of the Flames, Dot Richardson. You'd be hard-pressed to find many people that have lived more interesting lives than Dot Richardson. Greatness as a player, as a coach, and outside the field of softball, she could just do it all.
I was going to say, if you've been around softball like me for a long time, you know Dot Richardson, the player. If you're newer to the game, you know Dot Richardson, the coach. But she has excelled on both sides of the ball.
Macy Strickland leads off the second with her team up a run. And Richardson won a national championship in 1982. She won a gold medal in the Atlanta Olympics in 1996. Followed it up with another gold medal in 2000. Two balls and one ball and one strike to Macy Strickland. And then between her playing career and her coaching career, just spent a little time as an orthopedic surgeon. No big deal.
Dr. Dot. It's not just a nickname, it's a title.
Pop to the shallow left, coming forward, makes the catch. Does Alena Rogers, and that's an out. Strickland retired one down as Alena Rogers able to make the catch. You know, a lot of people, they get that doctor moniker. I just assume it was a PhD of some kind, which would be impressive in its own right. But when she dropped the orthopedic surgeon knowledge on me this week, that was the next level. As it's in for a strike here to Paige Dorr. It's easy to find perspective as you see Dorr, the junior, put together a solid season, transfer out of Oregon State. Hits it sharply right side for a base hit. So more hard contact from Liberty and a one-out base runner for the Flames. I mean, sure, it's important to win this game, but when you're doing surgeries, that's life and death stuff.
It's true. Coaching is a very stressful job, but I'm sure this feels like easy retirement to Dr. Dot.
Since you want to have an impact on young people's lives, and then part of the mission at Liberty, of course, to spread the word of their religious beliefs, and she certainly is someone that will. The timeout here, beg your pardon, is trying to see. It looks like the pitch communication device is not working, but she's certainly somebody that has embraced that and embraced the culture at Liberty, and they just have you want to talk about a tight-knit group. This is it personified, the Flames.
It's definitely a specific fit. It's a specific opportunity. And so the student athletes who end up on the Liberty softball team are typically really bought into the culture. There's not a lot of wishy-washy. You know, that is their standpoint. And it's really nice to see their team culture kind of mimic and echo the university culture.
One out runner at first is the 1-0. Misses downstairs, 2 balls. And no strikes to Danny Lee, the freshman playing out of position this year. She's not a natural outfielder, but they wanted to find her a role, gave her a chance. She's held her own in corner outfield, and she has hit, which is what they were hoping for.
Also, Matt, not for nothing, I think we're 4 for 4 on pitch communication device malfunctions in all of our games today.
Not been good in that regard. I think the inclement weather has been wreaking havoc. As that is hit sharply to short. Diving stop by Galloway. Gets the out at second. On to first, but late. Not quite an inning-ending double play, but what a try by Latte.
Really nice play by Galloway there. And then Bafuto doing a nice job of throwing a seed over to first base to try and get the double play.
She did have some mustard off that throw with a runner bearing down on her. Good hustle, though, by Lee to avoid the twin killing. We are going to get a challenge, though, of the call, it would appear. So they will go to the monitors. Umpires have actually had a pretty good day. The challenges have not been very successful for the coaching staff. And it's another, 1 frame's difference in the call being right or wrong?
Really close, yeah, definitely. I don't blame Coach Taylor and his staff for wanting to take a look at this, but it looks like maybe the crew in blue got it right.
I've given up guessing. I'm not hitting that good an average on the year, so I'll let the experts stick with it, but it was very close. Foot was all the way down, but it looked like the ball might have just got there. And now La Tech will take the opportunity to talk it over. It'll either be inning over or 2 outs and a runner at first. And Ruby Finch has to feel a little bit better about this inning. I know that's a sharp ground ball. I know you have the hard hit single as we're going to get another look at this play, but it's been better than it was last inning.
Certainly not as many loud outs. You know, that third out came and it almost felt like they didn't have 2 outs in that instance because the way that Liberty at the top of the lineup had put the ball in play was so loud and solid, but she's doing a better job settling in, obviously, to the tournament and getting her, you know, this is her first look today, so definitely going to see how she continues to adjust and adapt as we go through the rest of the game.
They making eye contact with the camera on purpose?
I think so. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It looks like maybe.
Not sure what else would be over there. Is Louisiana Tech infield discussing matters behind the circle. They are loose, though. That's the good sign for La Tech because the coaching staff said coming in, they played loose down the stretch. That's when they played better. They stopped putting so much pressure on themselves. They stopped overemphasizing the big moments. And you get into this type of setting, you wonder, can you keep that relaxed type of feel? And they did a pretty good job despite some early adversity in Game 1 against FIU.
Certainly, and you know, in this particular matchup, they have the upper hand. They swept Liberty just 2 weeks ago, and so they've got to be feeling pretty good about their chances. They've seen the arms, they've seen the pitchers, they know kind of what the structure of their game plan looks like, and so it's just going to be a matter of them executing. So I think they're just leaning on that familiarity with Liberty to give them a little bit of confidence continuing this game.
Dot Richardson was bemoaning that series. Oh, youngsters up past their bedtime. Look at them trying to fight through Mr. Sandman and keep watching some softball. Meanwhile, Parker, that might be a little bit long ago. I don't know if you need the rain suits anymore. The drizzle looks like it's finally moved on.
Can never be too safe, you know?
I guess it doubles as a jacket if it starts to temperature drop a little bit. Here we go. We get the call. So inconclusive. Call stand, safe at first base. Inning continues. And unfortunately for Louisiana Tech, still a good fielder's choice, but what would have been an absolute web gem of a double play does not come.
was a bit of a longer look than I was anticipating for that particular play. Wonder if they were trying to get the right angle.
Well, they did say stands instead of confirm. Here's Brooke Roberts. And it bounces up there, break at first base, stopping, then starting again and getting there, Danny Lee. Not the most decisive of darts to second base, but you can laugh about it now that she's standing there safely.
Well, and Danny Lee only 2 stolen bases on the season, so not a huge part of her game. I think she just wanted to make sure that it truly got away from Dufresne, and she almost checked for too long, but she was able to get there.
Roberts rolls it right side on the charge. Bafuto gets the out at first base, and the inning comes to a close. So the Flames strand a runner in scoring position. La Tech hanging tough, down a run after 2. Double elimination portion of the CUSA Softball Championship. We're at the Delaware Diamond on the campus of the University of Delaware in Newark. I'm Matt Janis with Dorian Shaw and our hardy ESPN Plus crew, which have been hard at work since bright and early this morning. Put up with all kinds of inclement weather early in the day and hanging strong to bring you the pictures as La Tech will lead off this inning. And Bafuto taking ball 1 from Camden Anders, who's been very sharp. 4 strikeouts in 2 innings. Just 1 base runner allowed to this point. And a ground ball right at the shortstop. Watley gets the out, 1 down.
Well, right at her because she was positioned. She was shifted up the middle a little bit, and so the scout playing out in their favor for Liberty that time.
It's funny because you got the spray charts, you got all the analytics and so much data, which helps that out. But then you also just saw this team and how they react to your pitching less than 2 weeks ago. As a coaching staff, you wonder how much it starts to play in your mind as Heng slaps it foul, third base side. You start to try to override the data with what you saw with your eyes.
I mean, it's a little bit of feel, right? Some of it is data. A lot of coaches like to say that they're data informed, not necessarily data driven. So sometimes you're going to go with your gut, or you're pitching to a certain plan and you might go against what the data says because your pitcher is trying to do something different, but it's all a little bit of a chess game.
Heng so fast and able to leg out the infield single on the bouncer up the middle, and a 1-out base runner for Louisiana Tech.
But you mentioned the matchup from a couple of weeks ago. During the break, I saw head coach Josh Taylor addressing his roster, and I feel like part of that conversation might have been, hey guys, we're down by 1. We need to get a little bit of energy going, get ourselves back in this game, find a way to string some hits together, because we've seen this team and we know what they have.
Back to the top, Allie Burke. She was the hero earlier today. The reason why Louisiana Tech is in this game. Her game-winning hit in the 8th inning against FIU. Time asked for here by Savannah Jesse, and it's actually going to be the Liberty staff that goes out to talk to Anders.
Anders cruising along pretty well right here. I wonder if they're just changing up their strategy or trying to figure out what to do with hang speed on first base maybe.
Dot Richardson's going to get out there as well. So she'll go talk to the infield. Anders mentioned that she transferred in from Georgia Tech, only made 6 appearances in her lone season with the Yellow Jackets. A very highly regarded prospect, though, coming out of high school. Top 80 recruit in the country out of Lowndes High School in Georgia. As a senior, she broke the school single-season strikeout record, 231. She posted 11 shutouts. How about 3 no-hitters in one season? I know it's high school, but that's still a pretty impressive number.
Well, the thing about it being high school is you don't have as many opportunities. They don't play as many games. So it is very impressive to do that in maybe 30 games in a season.
6 no-nos over the course of her high school career. It's like, it's her thing. 2 hits allowed, though, so far today.
If I were a pitcher, I would want that to be my thing, too.
It's a pretty good thing. Nolan Ryan's dined out on it for a long time as it's 2 balls and no strikes to Fur. Well, now Anders all of a sudden, though, has found a little bit of a rough patch. Comes back and finds the zone, but that has been the one thing the Liberty coaching staff said, really with this pitching staff up and down. They'll be throwing strikes, they'll be okay, and then all of a sudden something changes and they're not. I think that's the reason why we saw that quick visit there, just to nip whatever they saw in the bud.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, as a spectator, we don't know what pitches are being called, but if the pitcher is missing sides of the plate or the pitches aren't anywhere near where they're being called to be thrown, it's a good time for the pitching coach to go out and take a visit, maybe talk about mechanics, maybe talk about mentality, recommitting themselves to their pitches. But yeah, it seems like that could be something that was happening.
Good layoff from first, started the hands, but held back to work the count full. It's not a big surprise that she was the hero in that first elimination game. She did have a strong close to a regular season. She had 8 multi-hit games in the last 4.5 weeks of the season. Just locked in, setting the tone at the top. As she fouls it back. The runner was off on the 3-2 count. It was all hang speed to leg out that infield single, so not a bad idea. With Fur's bat control and hang speed, why not get the head start? Even with 2 strikes, Strickland playing really shallow at third. And a punch shot into center. They had her played perfectly. Dorr throws behind the runner and turns 2. Well, sometimes you gamble and it works, and then sometimes you come up snake eyes. Starting the runner leads to an inning-ending double play as Liberty up 1.
When it comes to the health of you and your family, you want to trust in having the best partner for your well-being. Ranked a top hospital in the region, that's exactly what you'll find at ChristianaCare. Because you deserve excellence from your physician, specialists, nurses, and staff, with safe and convenient ways to get the care you need. And at ChristianaCare, we add in something special: love. It's at the heart of everything we do, and we do it all for the love of health. Your health.
Hey, grab me one too.
Conference USA Softball Championship at the Delaware Diamond in Newark. It is third-seeded Liberty leading 7th-seeded Louisiana Tech 1-0 as we go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. If there was a concern for this Liberty team, defense in the outfield has been a question mark all year, but not in center field, not Paige Dorr, who just made a beauty to end the top half of the frame. And now Savannah Watley leads off the home half.
For us to have just 4 hits and just 1 run, there's been a lot of action in this game, a lot of loud outs, well-struck balls, and so the pitcher is going to be looking to clamp down on that, and the offense is going to be looking to break through.
Ruby Fidge had hard ball after hard ball come off the bat against her in the first, but did a good job to limit what happened. A leadoff double, then a line drive out, a deep fly ball out, and a hard hit grounder. Here's a soft grounder to short. Galloway had to hurry and gets the out. Watley done in by his stride and one away in the bottom of the 3rd.
And that's where having a high-level arm like Galloway in your infield pays off in dividends, because Watley, good speed, a little bit of a slow bouncer to shortstop, but the arm being able to make up for the pace of play.
So 1 out, base is empty. Back to the top, Ella Fox. She roped that double her first time up. Now she tries small ball. We're looking to move the defense, one or the other. She takes ball 1.
Yeah, is it chess, or did she really want to drop the bunt? We don't know. We'll find out.
You can drive yourself insane if you're Louisiana Tech. Try to figure it out before the next pitch. Good one from Fidge. Hits the outer black.
Chess. She was playing chess.
How many times you squared a bunt in your career?
A handful.
Couple. How many times you lay it down?
Couple.
Successfully?
Yeah.
Bouncer up the middle. That one, your voice went high as the throw over to first.
Is that my tell?
Yeah, in time for out number 2.
No, I don't remember. It was very few and far between, but I will say I did accidentally hit into a line drive double play when I was supposed to do a swing through steal. So I think at that point my coaches were like, we just hit away. We're not going to give
no
you
more
any
signs
more signs
for Dorian.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on.
Swing hard in case you hit it. 2 down, bases empty. Here's Brent McManus. McManus takes his strike. Not a good one. And then you went into coaching. Go figure.
To protect the youth from my mistakes. That's what I was trying to do.
I wish that I knew what I know then. Big cut comes up empty, and McManus is buried 0-2. Really impressive adjustment on the fly from Fitch. The junior, first year at Louisiana Tech. 2 co-transfers. That one's poked foul, first base side. The way that first inning went, if you're being honest, weren't sure how this night was going to go for her, how long she was out for that circle. And she settled in nicely ever since. Looking for her first 1-2-3 frame.
And it's important, especially in the postseason, to have a short-term memory, right? Be a goldfish type mentality of, okay, the first inning wasn't great, but we got out with just 1 run and we can kind of bounce back. And you can see Ruby Fidge working through some different pitch strategies and doing a better job of locating her pitches so not so much of the ball is over the heart of the plate.
It's amazing how so many coaches reference Ted Lasso. It is goldfish mentality, obviously, at the top of the list, but you guys love those analogies. I think 50% of the viewership of Ted Lasso is college coaches. Not that it's not a great show. As that's lined fair in left field. Hustling over to cut it off Rogers, but hustling past first base McManus, throw to second just late. And it's a 2-out double for Bryn McManus.
A little bit of a risky choice there from Bryn McManus, pays off with the double down the line. Back to Ted Lasso. I mean, the show is built for coaches, right? It's all about character, resilience, adversity, learning, growth, development. It's all the stuff that coaches love.
And it's players taking all those coach things and embracing them. So it's like a dream world for coaches as well, that they eat up all those colloquialisms.
I don't know. There's a couple of sour faces on Ted Lasso, some resistance early on.
Here's Jesse. Yeah, that's every coach's dream, that eventually you could win them all over.
Keeps us coming back.
Jonesboro, Tennessee native Jesse hit the sac fly RBI her first time. Hit it hard the other way and takes strike 1 this time.
Fidge going to that off speed a little bit more. trying to show some different looks to the Liberty hitters.
I got to be honest, I came to the show late, and I could not figure out what all the coaches were meaning with all the Ted Lasso analogies. I didn't know what they were talking about. They just sound so hokey. Then I started watching the show, and it all made sense.
Yeah.
Off speed, and it's 3-1. There is a base open here, but Carrasquillo, arguably Liberty's most dangerous hitter, waits on deck. Although Jesse's no wallflower, so you don't want to be grooving one if you're Fidge. Drop the bat, has to pick it back up as the count goes full.
Nice job by Fidge, just clipping the outside corner, not leaving it too sweet, but enough to get the strike call.
Here comes a payoff. In the air, left center field with some carry. Hang going back on the run, reaches up and can't get it. It's a 2-run homer for Savannah Jesse, and Liberty's got a 3-0 lead. So Jesse, who thought she walked, dropped the bat to go to first base. Awful happy she picked it up now.
Sometimes the redo works out in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. In that case, for Savannah Jesse, worked out big time in her favor.
Meanwhile, for Louisiana Tech, this inning was going so swimmingly. 2 outs, bases empty, and instead, some 2-out fireworks. The double and then the homer. And now the 3-run Liberty cushion as the Flames with reason to celebrate. Under the lights, prime time here. Back end of our quadruple header. And this one has been so much fun. We're going to do it again tomorrow. 4 more games. We'll get started with Delaware and Jacksonville State, the host team against the regular season champs. Then the winner of this one will take on WKU at 2:30. After that, the elimination games begin, and that's where the high stress picks back up.
After that, we don't know what's coming. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, if what we've seen so far is any indication, get the feeling it'll be dramatic. The most lopsided game we've had to this point was a 4-run decision, and in that game featured a 6-run rally from New Mexico State in the top of the 6th inning. And Delaware answered with 4 2-out runs in the bottom half of the 6th inning to win that game. We went extras in game 2 as La Tech topped FIU, and then a pitcher's duel, 3-0 shutout, with Aragon shutting down Sam Houston as it's 3 balls and a strike to Carrasquillo.
Yeah, the game slate today has left all the fans satisfied. You want power, you want home runs, you're going to see it. You want short game and speed, you're going to see it. Great defensive plays, great pitching performances. We've had it all.
In the air, right center field. This one's well struck, going back, and she can't get it again. Back-to-back long balls for Liberty. Carrasquillo puts them up 4-0.
Carrasquillo and the Liberty Flames are feeling it right now. They've grown that lead to 4 runs. Looks like that's going to be all for Fidge as she's going to come out of the game and give way to a relief pitcher who's, for La Tech, hopefully going to turn the tide here.
The fireworks, 3 straight 2-out extra base hits, a double from McManus, a 2-run blast from Jesse to left center, and then a solo shot from Carrasquillo to right center. Tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. Liberty leading Louisiana Tech 4-0. parade of long balls today at the CUSA Softball Championship. Liberty using plenty in this third inning, going back-to-back to take a 4-0 lead.
Carrasquillo gets something that's a little bit elevated, able to drive it out to right center field, just out of the reach of Hang to give the Liberty Flames that 4-0 lead.
As good as Elena Hang is, you never quite know until it's out of her reach. She gave effort on both of those shots from Jesse Carrasquillo. Tried to bring it back but couldn't quite get there. And so that chases Ruby Fidge. And into the contest comes their ace, their senior, Allie Floyd.
I think this is a good pattern for La Tech to bring Allie Floyd in following Fidge. She's got a little bit more velocity, a little bit more craftiness with her change of speeds and her location. And obviously she's their ace for a reason, and so she's going to do everything she can to keep this close and allow the La Tech offense to get going. But Allie Floyd got the ball in the circle. Time for her to show us her leadership.
So she'll be greeted by Macy Strickland, who flied out to left her first time, and that's in for a strike. Floyd went just 2 innings in the elimination game against FIU. Gave up a run in the first inning, but got out of a tight spot. Worked a 1-2-3 second, but some hard contact, so they decided to go to the bullpen. And it was a good move, as a blooper is caught at second base by Bafuto, and that ends the inning, but not before some fireworks from the Flames. They go yard not once, but twice. Jesse and Carrasquillo back-to-back shots, and Liberty has opened up a 4-0 lead after 3 innings, as the Flames looking good in their first game this week. We go to the 4th inning. A 3-run third has opened up a 4-0 lead for Liberty, and they give it back to Camden Anders. Anders has been pretty sharp. Got a little help from her defense to end the third. A line drive double play turned in from Paige Dorr in center field, and now a bouncer foul off the bat of Gracie Flores. Flores has been a really tough out, not just today, although today she certainly was with a pair of doubles and a win over FIU. But the last month of the season, 19 straight with a hit. Hitting well over 500 during that streak as well. It's not like it's single knocks every night, as she's buried 0-2.
It's pretty impressive. She's climbed her average up to 436 coming into this game. And you mentioned in the previous matchup against Sam Houston, you know, you asked the coaches, what has she been doing? And they said, we just gave her a chance and she's taking advantage of it. And that's what you want to see. And for the rest of the La Tech dugout, right, like that's a good motivating factor of like, man, just show up when your opportunities arise. And so she's got an opportunity here to get La Tech back in this game offensively.
She kind of made her mark on the scene early in the season defensively, as that one misses downstairs. She was the second Bulldog this season to make SportsCenter's top 10 plays. It was a diving catch and then a throw from her knees to double off a runner at ULM. But just a precursor for the offensive heroics that were to come, as that just barely misses ball 3. Wind has gone dead calm here at Delaware Diamond. You watch a lot of softball here. You don't see that very often, no?
The still of the night, isn't that what they call it?
Deep to the hole at shortstop. Sliding play by Watley, but can't get the throw from that far away. And Flores extends the hitting streak. And a one-out base runner, a leadoff base runner for La Tech.
I think Flores needs to play the lottery. She has the lucky hand right now.
So reaches, Brady Galloway will be the hitter. So if they can get something going, a bounce back inning. Instead, Anders peppers the zone and gets ahead of another hitter.
That last half inning was kind of a long time for Anders to be in the dugout. I'm not sure if she went down to the bullpen to throw any pitches, but we saw 8 hitters come to the plate, plus a pitching change. So she's doing a good job of keeping herself sharp coming into this inning.
After it looked like it was going to be relatively uneventful, 2 outs, base is empty, and then all of a sudden Liberty got going offensively, and as you said, the pitching change added to it. Roller hit softly right side. Fox on the charge, option flip to second, and they get the runner. So Flores is out. Galloway takes her spot, but one away in the top of the 4th inning. Tried to distract the second baseman, but good concentration from Ella Fox. It's a fine line there when you're trying to distract that defender. We saw poor Katie Shivert earlier today trying to distract the shortstop in the game against Delaware. Here's a hot smash to second. Fox to the shortstop on to first. A 4-6-3 twin killing. Fox to Watley to Roberts, and the frame comes to an end. What a show from the Liberty defense as they turn 2. The Web Gems continue. Flames by 4. To the Delaware Diamond, if you squint, looks like a UFO flying atop of Newark. Instead, it's just illuminating the night sky in this Conference USA Softball Championship. Day 1 wrapping up game number 4 of the day. It's been a fun one. Louisiana Tech getting here with a win over FIU in extra innings earlier. New Mexico State got out of the elimination round by beating Sam Houston, but then fell in a thriller to Delaware 11-7. And the winner of this one will get WKU tomorrow. WKU has to be happy about the double bye, but the poor Hilltoppers, they got to wait a long time to get into action this week.
both of those, that 1 and 2 team definitely have a long wait. Western Kentucky has been here for almost a week now at this point. They came last weekend and played Delaware in the last season, in the regular season finale, and so they have been in Delaware for 6 days at this point. So they're making themselves comfortable.
But that one really got away from Allie Floyd as it plunks Paige Dorr square in the back. And you can tell that one didn't feel too good for Dorr, who gingerly makes her way to first base. Well, earlier you would have said maybe it was the wet weather that caused that one to slip out. I'm not sure what happened to Floyd there, but she comes and gets a little talking to from Rosalie Dufresne.
Yeah, uncharacteristic. Looks like it just got away from her. Catches Paige Dorr in the box.
More activity going in the pen. Lady Johnson taking a turn, loosening for La Tech. Down 4. We're in the 4th. And that's in for a strike here to Danny Lee, who grounded into a fielder's choice her first time up. Bouncing ball, foul, third base side, and nothing in 2 to Lee. So good bounce back here from Floyd after she missed by about 1.5 feet on a pitch. Comes back and jumps ahead of Lee, who's a very dangerous hitter for a freshman.
Danny Lee having a strong freshman campaign, hitting at a 373 average with just 67 at bats. So she's been contributing in spots and definitely someone that Liberty's going to look to use more in the future.
Pokes it the other way, but gets underneath it off the end of the bat. Good job by Marchant communicating with her teammates, and that's out number 1. She was not taking any chances there. I don't know who else would have caught that ball, but she was going to make sure nobody was coming in her vicinity. Here's Roberts. And takes down Broadway for strike 1. Roberts rolled it over to second base her first time. Mentioned in the first game when Floyd started, her numbers are down this year. She has not been as sharp as in seasons past. Some of it, though, quite frankly, she set the bar so insanely high for herself with all the success she had in seasons past that when you compare her numbers to her past numbers, it's going to be hard to look as good. But they also say numbers don't lie, and, you know, she's down almost 50 strikeouts from last season. Her wins have been cut in half. Now 22 last year's hard to duplicate, but down to 11 this season as it's fouled back to the screen. Not the year that she had hoped for, but coaching staff said you wouldn't know it from the way she shows up every day. She's the exact same person, ready to go, ready to help her teammates, and just everything you want out of your ace.
Sounds like she has a good perspective. You know, there's so many factors that can contribute to the statistics, whether it's the offense that surrounds you, the defense that surrounds you, the way that plays are being called, replay, other teams, how they're scouting and how they're strategizing against you. And so for Allie Floyd to just stay focused is a testament to her confidence and her ability to throw well. And obviously that another pitch kind of got away from her. Not sure what's happening there, but plunking 2 lefties in this inning, but she is a steady presence for this La Tech roster.
Trying to get her steadied right now. Wide misses, one in the back, one in the hip. So Dorr moves into scoring position. Roberts at first. Watley will be the hitter. Deficit is already 4. We're in the bottom of the 4. So if you're Louisiana Tech, can't afford Liberty to grow this lead any further.
I will say, you know, with pitchers that are throwing into opposite-handed hitters. So Allie Floyd is a right-handed pitcher. She's throwing to 2 lefties there, trying to run it in tight. We saw this in the previous game with Josie Crossman. Sometimes you don't want to leave it over the middle and you overcompensate and you just run that ball in way too far, and that seems to be what happened with both of the hitters in this inning, and then it happened a couple times to Josie Crossman in Game 3 earlier where we're seeing that opposite-handedness come into play.
Watley finally get back to the screen. Another California native, fifth-year senior. Goes the other way, just out of the reach of Flores and into left field. A run will score. Roberts hesitates and stops at second. It's an RBI single for Savannah Watley, and the lead is 5-0. So back to the top at Ella Fox. Dangerous spot here for Louisiana Tech. As a ground ball hit deep in the hole past the dive of Galloway. They'll go station to station, and they're loaded with only one away here in the fourth frame. Let's go back to that last one from Watley.
A little bit of an inside-out jam shot. Looks like it just clipped the glove of Flores at third base before it ricocheted away from the left fielder, and so that allowed runners to score, and then the single followed up with Ella Fox to left field.
So now they're loaded. McManus hits it towards the gap in right center field, going to get down for extra bases. They're going to score two. Late stop sign and a retreat for Fox as she heads back to third. And Liberty has poured it on. It's 7-0.
And McManus coming out ready to attack. Jumps on the first good offering from Allie Floyd, drive it into the gap. It came off the wall really hard, which is why she had to settle for the single, because it got to hang really quickly in center field, but just enough to score two more runs.
Meanwhile, it was a relay race going on the base paths for Liberty as they had wanted to score three, and they had Watley, Roberts, and Fox all chasing each other down. I was worried that Fox might pass one of them. She was moving so fast, and then she decided she better put on the brakes and had to scamper back. But you're right, that's about as loud a single as you will find for Bring McManus. And the pitching change here for Louisiana Tech as they go to Lainey Johnson, the sophomore, to try to apply the tourniquet here as they're in some danger. Down by 7, 2 on, only 1 out in the fourth inning. If they don't prevent any more runs from scoring, they'll have to get going offensively to get this past the top half of the fifth frame. Johnson, the Stonewall Louisiana native, second season as one of the Bulldogs' top starters. Appeared in 22 games, 17 starts as a rookie. This year has been in the thick of things along with Ruby Fidge as that second starter. And has really matured this year, the words of the coaching staff. She's asking more questions, and more they're all the right questions, which is such a good sign in that maturation process.
Yeah, when your pitchers, any of your players, frankly, can start thinking the game and pondering questions, and you start to be like, okay, yes, that's where I'm going as a coach, and that's where your mind is going as a pitcher, that alignment is really big in their growth and development, and then being able to be a little bit more self-sufficient on the field, which is a huge advantage.
That shot we saw a second ago with Josh Taylor looked like he had some questions that he was pondering in his own mind at the moment. This has not been a good nightcap for La Tech, down by 7 and in danger of the deficit growing. Savannah Jesse, who's had a very productive night, a 2-run homer and a sac fly RBI, and takes a strike. And that might be the best part if you're Liberty. Not only are you producing offensively, it's the players that are producing who had struggled a little down the stretch. Get them going. Runner breaks from first base, trying to draw the throw, cutting in front. Bafuto, and it's a steal. Into scoring position goes McManus. One and one here to Jesse. Infield in. And it's lifted, foul, and out of play. First base side. You see Jesse struggling so out of character, as consistent a bat as Liberty has had over the years. When you talk to the Flame coaching staff, just got herself into a little funk. They wanted to see her get out of it, and boy, has she, as it's 2-2. In fact, we're talking to the Liberty staff. They said it was so jarring because he is such a steadying presence for this team in terms of her leadership that the players kind of look to her and just assume that she will produce. And so it rocked them a bit. And she rocks this one towards the corner in left field. One hop and off the fence. 2 more runs will score. Another extra base hit for Savannah Jessie. 2 more RBI. She has 5 for the night. And it's 9-0 Flames.
You can see it even in just Savannah Jessie's body language. After that big home run, she's got more confidence. She's got her shoulders back. She's very confident. She's setting pace at the plate, and that's a big deal for this Liberty Flames offense because as Savannah Jessie goes, the Liberty Flames go.
And we might get a runner here for the Flames with those white numbers. Pause for an extra second just to make sure who that is. Looks like it is Aubrey Norris going out to run.
Running at second base for Liberty, number 14, Aubrey Norris.
There's another rake job from Jessie. Can't leave it up to her right now.
Savannah Jessie seeing the ball really well tonight. Got an outside pitch, got an inside pitch, handling both sides of the plate from these La Tech pitchers.
Carrasquillo taking ball 1 here. 3rd pitcher of the night for Louisiana Tech. 4th one that we have seen overall today. Most successful, of course, Brianna Campos. What a performance he turned in. A big cut comes up empty, and it's 1-1. She did not allow a hit until her final inning of the outing after she entered in the 3rd, pitched through the 8th, and got that victory for Louisiana Tech.
Brianna Campos pitched beyond her singular year, because she is a freshman in that opening game, and I'm curious to see how much of a role she's going to play tomorrow and through the rest of this tournament for this La Tech dugout and the bullpen, because she had such a strong performance earlier today.
It will be up against elimination unless something dramatic happens here in the next couple innings, as it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Carrasquillo. Meanwhile, Liberty closing in on a date with WKU, who we saw out here much of the day, but with an afternoon game tomorrow, they've decided to call it a night, as that one is fouled out of play first base side.
I doubt they're calling it a night at their hotel. They're probably up watching this, but they are not here in person.
Fair. I guess college kids do not go to bed before 9:30. That's a fair assumption. In the air, right field. Shallow coming forward is Furr. She's going to make the catch. Tagging at second base is Norris, and she'll move up. You know, for WKU, they might want to get out of that hotel. They've been in it a long time. Remember, they closed out the regular season against Delaware, played here at the Delaware Diamond. So they got into town on Wednesday, and obviously they weren't going to go home, so just stayed all the way through. That is about as long a stay in one hotel as you're going to find. They should have picked the Residence Inn.
I would have just picked another hotel just to see a different side of town. Like, hey, Sunday, pack your bags. We're going to go find somewhere else to stay.
See, and that's the part that I think everybody would have put up a bit of a fuss. I'm not packing if I don't have to pack again. Strickland behind the count, 0-1. Not much has gone right for La Tech. The offense has been stifled, just 3 hits to this point. And a lot of hard contact for Liberty, 9 hits, but quite frankly could have been more. Ground ball hit deep in the hole, it's short. Handled by Galloway, long throw, good dig. Marchant able to pick it to end the inning, but not before another crooked number from the Flames. The big blasts continue for this Liberty offense, going the other way. And wearing out the left field corner. A hit parade. Jesse got involved. Everybody in on it. Liberty up 9 as we head to the 5th frame.
Being strong doesn't mean going through it alone.
Mental health matters, just like physical health.
It's okay to feel overwhelmed.
It's okay to ask for help.
Talking to someone can change everything.
Your mind needs care too.
No shame, no stigma, just support.
We're teammates on and off the field.
Your story matters.
You are not alone.
We see you, we support you.
Let's break the silence together.
Mental health is part of the game.
Let's continue the conversation.
Dogs, always digging beneath the surface in search of something. At Louisiana Tech, our Bulldogs dig too for a breakthrough that changes lives. Healing traumatic brain injury, making timber more profitable, securing our nation's most vital assets. Leading edge research driven by faculty, enhanced by students, maximizing human potential. Louisiana Tech University. How about them dogs?
And we're training some of you to be educators, some to go into business, others into government, some into the ministry of the gospel, others into the sciences, the arts, athletics. We want that when you graduate from Liberty University, that you'll be ready to go on into your vocation for life, trained to be a champion for Christ.
Fifth frame, Louisiana Tech's got to get something done here. They have to score at least 2 runs to extend this contest. Trailing 9-0. Back-to-back crooked numbers from the Flames. They scored 3 times in the third, added 5 more in the fourth. Certainly a La Tech offense that is capable of getting going and scoring in bunches. We saw New Mexico State erase a 6-run deficit earlier in the night, as that's in for a strike, 0-1. Now, they did not end up winning the game, but they tied it in the 6th inning with 6 runs before Delaware went ahead for good. Reagan Marchand has had a tough day, to say the least, has not made contact. 1 ball and 1 strike, 5 times between the 2 games, and 5 strikeouts. Camden Anders trying to put the finishing touches on this one for Liberty. And a fly ball hit foul down the line in left and had a reach of Danny Lee's Superwoman dive. Not quite sure what Lee was doing with that dive, but her teammates are letting her hear about it, having some fun out there. She only landed about 5 feet short of that ball. But giving max effort. Upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. They have to get Marchand going. If nothing else, getting her a little confidence, or at least something to think back on, putting bat on ball into play. Fouls it off. Good battle here. She's too important a part of this offense. She is the kind of kid that can block the outside noise out as well as anyone. Not worried about what others think. Hits it foul first base side. And that's why she can take some risks with her swing. High risk, high reward. In the words of Josh Taylor. Gonna have elevated strikeout numbers, but gonna have elevated home run numbers as well. And she tied for the regular season lead with 17 of them this year. And works the count full at 3-2. Marchand, Reese Torres, and Rosalie Dufresne due up for La Tech. They need 2 runs to extend this game. Check swing. She did not go, and the pitch is low. Ball 4. So Marchand works herself on base from down to the count to a leadoff walk. And that look returns on Anders' face. We've seen it a couple times. That one did seem to cross below the knee. Going to get a runner, it looks like here, or a pinch hitter. Pinch runner here. Itson will run. And Reese Torres will be the batter. Torres, one of the strikeout victims for Anders. She fanned 4 of the first 6 she faced in this outing. That's popped up left side. Watley makes the call and the catch, and one away. So Itson back to first base. And Rosalie Dufresne comes plateward. Dufresne, the Quebec, Canada native, came to La Tech from JUCO. Takes inside ball 1. Tallahassee State College, where she's spent her first 2 seasons. Tomahawks 1 foul, first base side, and it's 1-1. Dufresne, high academic achiever during her time at Tallahassee State College. She was honored with a prestigious Gene Williams Award as the top scholar athlete in the Florida college system. Maintained a 4.0 GPA both of her years. Looks at an off-speed pitch for a strike 1 and 2. And in fact, Louisiana Tech coaching staff complimented her softball IQ. And what a quick learner she is. Finds it the other way, foul, stays afloat, but down to the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. We'll get started tomorrow at 12 noon. Should be a good one. Jacksonville State regular season champs against the surging Delaware Blue Hens, who have been red hot at home over the season's final month. Host team this week, so playing in familiar settings, Delaware. Meanwhile, Jacksonville State just dominated the conference awards this year, and deservedly so. What a season it was for the Gamecocks. Swing and a miss. And Dufresne, a strikeout victim. Anders 1 out away from finishing this one. Bafuto will try to keep the game going for La Tech. Grounded out to shorter first time. You can see some long faces right now for the Bulldogs as the rain begins again. Pitches high and inside. Guess those La Tech fans who are wearing the rain gear to start the game end up with a last laugh. They know. The ponchos they had out. Two balls, no strikes. Got to figure out what weather service they use, because the one I looked at said there was virtually no chance of any more rain tonight. Supposed to get cooler temperatures tomorrow, but dry weather. As that comes up and in. 2 balls. And make it 3 balls and no strikes to Bafuto. Just in case activity in the Liberty bullpen, I think more side work than anything else. They're an out away from cementing this victory. La Tech needs 2 runs to extend things. And they get another base runner. A 2-out free pass. So runners at first and second. 2 down. And Heng will be the batter. Anders, that look of concentration, she sure does seem locked in. The confidence has really grown this year, and today's outing certainly will help it. Heng takes a strike on the outer half. Singled her first time. Play in as usual, protecting against bunt with her speed. And count levels 1-1. Delaware, Jacksonville State to get started tomorrow, and then The winner of this one right now looks like Liberty will take on WKU in our game 2. 4 overall tomorrow. As a swing and a miss. And Liberty is 1 strike away from finishing this off. It's in the pinch runner at second base. Bafuto is at first. The 1-2. Got her swinging. And Anders celebrates, fires down the mash. She is fired up as Liberty shuts out Louisiana Tech, winning in a run rule 9-0, the final score. And so the Flames will go to the winning side of the bracket. They will take on WKU tomorrow. An impressive showing from Liberty as we look at our updated bracket. Tomorrow's first 2 games are set. Jacksonville State against Delaware gets it started at 12 noon. And then a 2:30 start between WKU and Liberty. 4 games tomorrow, 3 on Friday, all here on ESPN+. And then the championship game will be on Saturday afternoon. So impressive performance from the Flames. A complete game shutout for Camden Anders. And you look at the other side of the bracket. Our first elimination game is set. It'll be New Mexico State against Louisiana Tech. That will be at 5 p.m. Winner goes on. And the loser is done. Part of the tradition of the Liberty program. Join in prayer with their opponent in the circle after every game. Part of the mission statement for the Flame program and university as a whole. And something at Liberty, their players, their coaching staff, entire alumni base and student body take incredible pride in. Momentarily, we will hear from the head coach of the Flames as Dot Richardson will make her way over to chat with Dorian Shaw as Liberty makes amends for a regular season sweep at the hands of Louisiana Tech. They will salute their fans, and Coach Richardson will eventually get over to talk with Dorian. So impressive stuff from Liberty as they get win number 27 on the year. La Tech splits the day, and Dorian Shaw standing by with the Liberty head coach.
Coach Dot Richardson, congrats on the opening round win. Talk to us about Camden Anders and the 3-hit shutout that she put up tonight.
I tell you, I've said this before. When Camden was walking off the field at Alabama, I could just see something had, just turned a switch on. And that kid has been so competitive. And right now, this game, she wants it. You could tell. And she set the tone for the whole team. And so it was nice to see offense back it up.
Yeah, you can see it in the celebration at the end of the game there. Big exuberant celebration from her. Talk to us about Savannah Jessie, getting her going today and how clutch that's going to be for you down the stretch.
Yeah, Jesser has been having an amazing season. And she just been struggling a little bit over the past 2.5, 3 weeks. But I tell you, she just, in the batting cages, so zoomed in, so focused, and just, I'm not surprised how well she saw the ball. She has really been just a stellar leader on this team, you guys. She is amazing. And just continue to watch her. She'll put on a show, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
Well, right? I mean, like, Skio. I mean, it was, Dory. I don't want to miss anyone. It's been, everyone was doing a really good job.
Yeah, big performance all the way up and down the lineup. Well, thank you. Get your kids fed, get them to bed, and we'll see you back tomorrow.
Thank you. CUSA. Bless everybody who's watching. Continue to watch. It's an amazing tournament. God bless each and every one of you. And I have to say, go Flames. Go God.
Thanks, Coach.
Good stuff. Always having fun. Always inspirational. Liberty, a lot of fun tonight as the Flames getting business taken care of and winning it here against Louisiana Tech. So our first day in the books, but 4 more still to come tomorrow. Winner's side of the bracket is set. It'll be Delaware and Jacksonville State. Liberty against WKU. And then an elimination game, New Mexico State against this La Tech team. That'll do it for us, for our entire ESPN Plus crew, and my partner, Dorian Shaw. I'm Matt Janis. Thanks so much for being with us. All games airing on the ESPN Network are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. All right, boys.